Hello and welcome to the second edition of our AgriRouter Connect event. To all farmers, dear contractors, agriculture machinery manufacturers, good to have you with us. So we want to make your everyday life easier, and therefore our specific topic of today is fertilizer spreading based on application map with LEMKEN Polaris, and therefore we are looking forward to entertain you. We want to take you out to the field, and we would love to present to you manufacturer neutral data exchange platform called agrirouter. And it's my pleasure to introduce our guests of today. In addition to DKE Data with Johannes Sonnen, I'm pleased to welcome the manufacturer Lemkin, represented by Charlotte Peters as product manager and Henning Hechelchen from the IT sector. So you brought the smart pack with you and you are able to win this. So just register yourself for our newsletter. Just scan the QR code with your mobile phone and take your time. You will see the QR code later on again. Sign up until the end of May. Our smart farming news are published once a month in English, German and French. Don't miss our interesting information about the agrirouter and all about smart farming. So best of luck to win our giveaway, and we will see soon more about the smart pack. But first of all, let's go on. In addition, from the software side, we do have the company MyEasyFarm with us today. So a warm welcome to Baptiste Ivernaud, having arrived from France, and you are working as a business developer. Once again, good to have you here. And last but not least, and a real enrichment for this event, I warmly welcome François Dumonceau, a farmer from Belgium. Hello, and you will have the practical perspective in this round. Once again, great to have you here. So like in our first event, you also got the opportunity to ask questions in our non-public chat. So feel free to ask your questions. They will be answered in the background or will reach us in the studio. So please don't be afraid to bombard our specialists in the background with questions, because that is the goal of this event series. We want to achieve that you know what is behind the agrirouter, that you know how easy it is and how it makes your everyday work also easier, to have more time for farming and important things in life. So not waste any time. Let's get started with François. So could you please so kind to introduce yourself and your farm?
Yeah, thank you, Suzanne. So my name is François Dumonceau. I'm area sales manager for Lemkin in Belgium, and I'm also a farmer, and that's the reason why I'm there today. My farm is located in the French part of Belgium, 30 kilometers in the south of Brussels. I do only arable farming, and the crops I'm doing are sugar beet, cereals, rapeseed, and potatoes. I'm using smart farming tools for a couple of years because I'm totally convinced that it will be part of the important tools we will use to cope with the challenges we are facing in front of us. And by the way, I'm also using agrirouter since last year.
Good, good. So maybe some of the viewers are asking themselves if the agrirouter only works with Lemken machines. Tell me.
Yeah, absolutely not. And this is a great advantage of agrirouter. You can use it with many isobus machines and also with many farm management systems. This is a system which is totally manufacturer independent. In my case, in my farm, I'm using it in combination with my fertilizer spreader. It is a LEMKEN Polaris in combination with a CCI 800 terminal. But I'm also using it with an isobus sprayer from another brand. In terms of software, my agrirouter is connected to Xarvio Field Manager and also to MyEasyFarm.
Okay, okay. So at this point, it makes sense to involve Johannes Sonnen from DKE Data in the talk. So you are one of the guys behind the agrirouter. Why did your company create the agrirouter?
Yeah, so in 2016, 10 machinery manufacturers of agricultural machinery decided to create a company. So it's called DKE, that is I'm involved in. And the aim of this company was to develop a so-called independent data, manufacturer independent data exchange platform. So we call it agrirouter. And the big goal was of the machinery manufacturers to have something in between the machinery side and the software side, because we have a lot of software components on the market the farmers are using. So we heard about tools of François are using. And on the other side, we have a lot of machineries. And in between, we need a data exchange platform and with one interface. So the goal is of the machinery manufacturers to have one interface in their machines and that the farmer can use a lot of software products, or the software products have the same interface in their software and can connect to different machinery sites. So this is the big goal of DKE Data with the product agrirouter. And this company is open, so each new machinery manufacturer who wants to decide to go in our initiative is very welcome. And I can tell you at the end of the year there are some news. So take a look on our website. We will publish then who is also involved in our group.
We are looking forward for this. So let's ask Henning, why did Lemken, as a manufacturer, decided to be like a founding company behind the agrirouter?
Yes, we as Lemken want to offer our customer the opportunity to use the best software solution for the specific needs on their farm with our machines. And that might be a completely different tool for farmer than for contractor. And the agrirouter is the optimal basis for this, because every participant can just connect to the agrirouter and immediately start exchanging data. And this is making the agrirouter a perfect fit. Also for the mixed machinery on the farms, which we often found.
Charlotte, what added value does Lemken also offer their customers with the agrirouter?
Yeah, with the agrirouter, we want to offer a solution to our customers which makes data exchange easier and at the same time guarantees also the data security. We from our side we're looking for a solution also which offers a lot of flexibility to connect not only the Lemken machines but also other brands to a wide range of software applications too. So in general, our aim is that agrirouter supports the farm efficiency and that the administration workload will be reduced. And that's how the agrirouter can make farming easier and leave more time for farming.
So we've prepared a field outside the studio, and now it's your turn to go outside for our live demonstration. Thanks for now, Charlotte. Johannes, I guess a lot of you also want to know how easy it is to connect the agrirouter.
Yeah, it's very easy. So you go on our website, myagrirouter.com, and then there is on the top right a small button and you can register. You only put some information in it and then confirm your email address. This is normal today. And then you have an agrirouter account, a purely empty agrirouter account, and then you connect your machine in a direct or indirect way. So the direct way is create a registration code for your telemetric unit, put that on the machinery side, and then the machine is connected to your agrirouter. On the software side, it's a little bit easier. Most likely in the software settings, you find a slider that is called Connect to Agrirouter, put in your username and password, and then you have a software and a machine connected, and then the data exchange can be started. So the agrirouter is not only built for data exchange between software and machinery side, it's also built for the whole production process. So we see that here on the screen, the farmers are businessmen. They have to earn money by producing some crops or materials. And we have some more elements, not only in arable farming, we have also the livestock farming and at the right-hand side, the food processing companies. And along this whole value chain, the farmer needs to exchange data. This is here our data highway here. This is symbolized for the agrirouter. And the agrirouter is built for that. We started on arable, but we are now extended and have contact with a lot of companies along this value chain so that the farmer has the possibility to connect all his different software products and also connect, for example, a biogas machinery or a weighing bridge or a stationary milking system or feeding system, so that he can connect all of his components in the process.
Thanks for this great explanation. So at this point, I want to involve our farmers. So François, for what kind of purposes do you already use the agrirouter today?
Yeah, I'm using agrirouter to connect my CCI 800 terminal to the software like MyEasyFarm I'm using to create prescription maps for fertilizing activities, but also for some crop protection activities like growth regulation and fungicide in cereals. That's the first reason why I'm using agrirouter, and then I'm also using it for the export data management. When the job is done, I export automatically all the tasks to MyEasyFarm for traceability purpose.
And exactly, that's what I wanted to say. At this point, he needs a software, and that's why we invited Baptiste Ivanov from MyEasyFarm. So Baptiste, François is, most of the cases, is using the software for fertilizer spreaders, but your software can certainly do more, right?
Yes, exactly. So our software is an FMIS software, which is specialized in precision agriculture and in data exchanges with agricultural equipment. So we are also certified, ISOBUS certified. So this is a software where we can import all data from different sources, put this directly, as you can see in the picture, in the MyEasyFarm cloud. The idea of this cloud is just to transform and translate in the right file, in the right format, this file directly to the tractor. So we can, for example, put a prescription map inside, as told François. And once the work is finished on the field, with a lot of sensors which are on the machines, we can also create some data and import this back directly to MyEasyFarm.
Beside your slide, if I'm right, you've brought also a video with you. So could you explain what we and our viewers on the screens are able to see soon? Here we go.
Yes, so here this is David Baillet, one of our customer who is the crop manager on the Lodge farm in France. He's responsible of a farm which covers 300 hectares. The machines today which are equipped on his farm with new technology are the Fertilizer Spreader, which was the first equipment to arrive on the farm, which they were able to control variable rate. Then there were green seeder and precision seeder used to sow beets, corn seed, rapeseed, cereals and sunflower. And finally, the latest tool which arrived was the onboard biomass sensor, which allows them to modulate nitrogen. Thanks to MyEasyFarm, they were able to transform all their zoning maps into prescription maps. For example, on this video, he was doing a variable rate for beet planting. And the data transfer from MyEasyFarm to the terminal is done directly through agrirouter. The MyEasyFarm platform allows him to create a task and send it directly to the farm's driver without need for any USB stick. Once the job is done, the driver sends him back the report of the operation performed. And until today, they only have worked on approximation, and now they get the actual data from the work done thanks to MyEasyFarm. For example, he can get in his software the precise area that implements work, the times done on the field by the machines or the worker, or the quantity of input for each field. He told that going back is impossible, and it's for him a great motivation and a passion too.
And as we've mentioned before, we've prepared a field close to our studio outside. And my question is it possible now to practice the case with the fertilizer spreader now here?
Yes, for sure. So I've prepared a field just next to our studio where I import a prescription map. So for prescription map, as I told, we can create this by your own. And I need to push this map into a task. So it's an ISOBUS task with ISOBUS standard. In this task, I can put this prescription map and more information. So for example, this operation type, fertilization, start date, it's today. We need an equipment and an implement. So I can tell I have this Fendt with this Polaris. François is working there, and I attach for sure this prescription map for him. Once I added this task in MyEasyFarm, I just need to click on this task, to tick yes, this task, click on export, and export this directly through agrirouter by this checkbox. And I just need now to choose this CCI as endpoint.
And now it's your turn, François. You have to get the work done. So see you later outside at the machine. And therefore, let's switch to Charlotte outside. So Charlotte, why is this case with the application map so important, especially for fertilizer spreaders?
The fertilizer needs depend on the different yield potentials within a field and of the current growth conditions. With the help of the prescription map, these differences within the field can be taken into account and fertilizer rates adapted to the site-specific conditions. With the help of these prescription maps, the fertilizer costs can be reduced and fertilizer is used in a resource-conserving and yield-optimized manner.
Okay, I understand. And which are the special features of the Polaris, especially for working with prescription maps, Charlotte?
Well, first of all, we need a weighing unit on the spreader. With this weighing unit, we are able for speed-dependent rate control. One special feature of the Polaris is the functionality of dual rate. Dual rate means that the left and the right spreading disc are able to apply different application rates at the same time. That's how application maps can be handled even more precisely.
Great. So I could imagine a lot of viewers are interested in. Could you tell us some more detailed information about the machine?
Another interesting feature of Polaris 14 is Econoff, so the precise section control. With mechanical drive, the spreading width is adapted by constant disk speed. In combination with the placement point and the application rate, the shut on and shut off of the sections can be accurately realized along the sickle-shaped spread pattern.
Wow, great. Thank you very much, Charlotte, for this explanation. And meanwhile, our application map has arrived. And therefore, I would love to talk to François. Have you received it on the machine?
Yes, Suzanne, the task is now on the machine. I can start the download process. I just click on it. I import the task over there. And then I need to make very few manipulations to link the task with the machine, and it will be done in a few seconds. The download is made now, so I can launch the task, connect the machine, and start. And you will see that the map will come in a few seconds. Yeah, the map is there, so I can directly start to work on the field.
Okay, so now you are ready to drive, right?
Yeah, I'm just started to drive right away. You see that the application rate is different from left to right side based on the prescription map I received from MyEasyFarm.
Lovely pictures. Thank you very much to our farmer, François. And while he is driving, we have some questions from you and our chat. And I would like to ask Baptiste how MyEasyFarm works if I don't have any terminal, someone is asking.
Yes, good question. So we have on a mobile application which permit to the farmer to have like a quick automatic documentation. So that means when you enter in the field or when you leave the field, it start or stop automatically a task or create a new one if you didn't plan anything on your web platform. It allows also the farmers or the worker to see a prescription map in this mobile application and control the variable rate as do François now, but manually because it's not an Isobus implement.
So we hope that your question is answered now, and we want to have time for one more. It goes to Baptiste as well. So is MyEasyFarm able to manage telemetry data?
Oh, yes, another good question. I can show you this on my screen. So in fact, I can see here the position of François's tractor. Thanks to agrirouter, because there is a telemetry format. So now we can only see position because we didn't develop anything else. But we want to go further on this to have, for example, the actual rate data, fuel consumption, speed, or any kind of data we could have.
Thanks for your questions. And this allows contractors to monitor all their operations in real time, right?
Yes, exactly. So if I come back on my screen, we have like apply cycle colors button. So that means a contractor can see his coming operation or completed operation. For example, here I sorted all my nitrogen inputs, and so I have different colors, and I know where I am in all my fields thanks to this. And following a mobile application, I come back on this very quickly. We can also see the status switching. For example, here we can see a task created automatically by the mobile application in the field agrirouter connect task, which is running now. And if François go out from this field, this task will be completed.
And we now find François outside, just finished his tasks. François, everything all right outside?
Yeah, the job is done, so I can now start the export of the task data, which is really easy to do. I do it via agrirouter, and I select the destination, MyEasyFarm, and that's it.
So, as you've seen, very easy, François, export the data. So, Henning, back in the studio, what did it send and for what do we need it?
Yeah, so Polaris sends data, for example, how much fertilizer, where exactly in the field was applied, the worked area, and the time needed for all this. So we are making a switch of the use cases. We send a prescription app to the machine. We can use the agrirouter for this. And now we use the machine data to do the documentation in my farm management system. And the data flows back over the agrirouter in my farm management system. So I can do the documentation, the whole documentation, without using pen and paper anymore.
Okay, sounds good. So, Baptiste, you as a farmer, what do you do with it now?
Yes, so now I just need to add this task, so François sent to me directly in my MyEasyFarm account. So for this, I just need to go in my marketplace. So it's where we have a lot of connections, all our provider connections. Then I click on agrirouter, and I can select the task here just to import this task. So I won't do it because it's a demo. It's a demo file. I prefer just to show you a real file from François' farm. So this is a prescription map on the left side that he is drew just a few months before. And we can see on the right side of the page, on this page, the real applied map. So this real applied map, we can see that it's more or less linked with the prescription. This is normal for sure. But we can also see the report. So this report can show, for example, the duration of the operation, area worked by François a few months before, or the quantity of inputs in the field.
Very good. And François is back in the studio, so welcome once again. How does the agrirouter support you, especially if you focus on documentation obligations, which Charlotte mentioned before?
Yeah. In fact, agrirouter offers a lot of flexibility to the farmer, and also agrirouter secure the entire data transfer process, which is extremely important. You do not need to manage USB sticks, select the right file format depending on the machines or the software you are using. So it's extremely easy to use, which means the data are secured, the data are stored directly, and then the process used to make the final documentation is much more simple with this tool.
So do you always do the booking directly after the field operation? I can imagine it could be stressy sometimes, especially in high season.
Yeah, you are totally right, Suzanne. It's also a great advantage in terms of flexibility. As all the data are directly stored and secured, you can make the final documentation a little bit later. The only thing I need to follow in Belgium, I need to do the documentation at least 1 week after the treatment. It is a legal regulation.
Which applications should be covered by the agrirouter on your farm as well?
Yeah. So in the near future, I would like to invest into a new cereal seeder, a machine equipped with an electrical distribution, which means I will be able to seed based on prescription maps. This is one of the things I would like to put in place in the near future. Then I will also use more sensors like crop sensors, soil scanners. And by the way, to close the loop, I'm also doing yield monitoring with my combine, which is not connected to agrirouter yet, but I hope it will be the case in the near future.
Surely you can also support, Johannes, right?
Yes, we can support. So on the website of myagrirouter.com, you find a so-called marketplace where you find a lot of solutions to connect your machine. So with so-called telemetric hardware, telemetric connections. So I have one example here that is sold by company MyEasyFarm. So we don't sell this hardware. We only have a marketplace where the farmer has a central overview of all the hardwares that can be used to connect machines to the agrirouter. So this is an example here, and there's an isobus in-cap connector. Maybe François, your machine, your combine has that, also this connection. Then it's very easy to connect this machine. And we say from agrirouter side, with all that hardware, this is available on the market as third-party hardware. We can connect every machine that is available on the market, and then the machine data can flow to the agrirouter of François, and then he decides bring that to MyEasyFarm or to another software. This is on his decision.
Charlotte, from which kind of Lemken machines the agrirouter can be used?
Yes, from the Lemkin side, all isobus machines can be connected to the agrirouter. You see mostly all our isobus machines here in the background. So this is to say the isobus seed drills, but also the spreaders. And we offer a quite new solution, which is called IQ Connect. So TIM, Tractor Implement Management functionality, which makes also cultivators and plows able to connect to the agrirouter. And beside this, we offer a special smart pack, we call it. So smart pack means CCI isobus terminal, the 800 or 1200 terminal, and then equipped with all the licenses and also Wi-Fi connection. So this isobus terminal can also directly be connected to the agrirouter.
So Henning, in this context, what if my machine do not have isobus?
Many of the Lemken machines offer the possibility to retrofit isobus with relatively little effort. If you want further information, please just contact your dealer for this. And as when I retrofitted the isobus, Charlotte already mentioned the IQ Blue Connect kit, and I want to give a short outlook. From the beginning of 2022, we will be able to connect all of our isobus machines to the agrirouter, also with the IQ Blue Connect retrofit kit, and this independent from the terminal you are using. So if you want to use the tractor terminal, you can use the IQ Blue Connect kit also to connect to the agrirouter.
Great. So thank you for your explanation, and I would love to tell you more about our smart farming newsletter. By the way, don't forget to sign up until the end of the month. Just scan the QR code with your mobile phone and you've got the chance to win a great smart box from Lemken. Our fingers are crossed. And back to Henning, what relevant data Lemken machines provide via the agrirouter? Tell me.
Had to cover possible use cases well. All relevant data of my process is transmitted via the agrirouter. So in addition to the already mentioned worked area and application rates, for example, also data like how long my machine was really actively working in the field and how long it was on the road. But it's also important that not only the data of the implement is transmitted via the agrirouter, but also the data of the whole combination. So if your tractor provides data of the fuel consumption, this is also transmitted and available in my farm management system.
Mm-hmm. So, dear farmers, we are almost at the end of our program. So, one last question, of course, to our farmer, François. What do you want to pass on to your colleagues out there?
Yeah. If I want to summarize my experience with agrirouter, I will say two words. First of all, agrirouter is a real flexible tool, and second one, really easy to use. Don't be afraid, it's really easy to put in place and to implement in your farm, and it will make your daily life much easier.
What a great conclusion. So at this time, thank you very much for our studio guests of today. And please feel free to contact Lemken, DKE Data, or also MyEasyFarm if you would like to know more. Dear Smart Farming fans, remember our Smart Box giveaway and sign up for the newsletter. Our next agrirouter Connect event will be at the 15th of June in German, and here we've got the dates for you. As you can see, there is a short summer break and we are going to start in September again every month. And by the way, all episodes are also available on our YouTube channel and on our agrirouter website as well. Please find the corresponding address here below. So, thanks for joining us today. We hope you've got interesting information all about smart farming and the agrirouter. And we hope that you got some interesting tools to save time on the one hand and to optimize your working processes on the other hand. See you soon. Thanks for being with us and see you next time. Goodbye.